Hey everyone, welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying these conversations. All right, so Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott's coming off that hamstring injury. They got a new head coach.
Yeah, Brian Schottenheimer.
Schottenheimer, that's right. And they're both locked in through 2028.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
It is a lot of time to build something. And the interesting thing is their relationship didn't just start, they've got a foundation. Schottenheimer was a consultant last year with the Cowboys.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was going to say, it seems like they've got a good rapport, like they're not afraid to be honest with each other.
Yeah, well, you think about that story about Schottenheimer pulling Prescott from practice.
After the interception, right?
Seems like they both understand the importance of high standards and, being direct.
Yeah.
Which is good. And Schottenheimer has said publicly that he sees Prescott as a quarterback who can operate at an elite level.
And we've seen Prescott thrive in different offenses, right? I mean, he set franchise records.
Yeah, with Linehan and Moore calling plays.
And almost broke the single-season passing record under McCarthy.
Yeah, he's proven he can adapt and produce.
Yeah.
But one thing he's been vocal about is wanting a more consistent run game.
That's interesting because Schottenheimer has that reputation, right, as a run-first coach?
Yeah, he does. But when you look back at Seattle with Russell Wilson, it wasn't just about pounding the rock. He incorporated a lot of play-action passing, too.
With great success.
And with a lot of success. When he was calling the plays, the Seahawks were 8th in the league in play-action usage.
I remember those Seattle teams. Wilson was so dangerous on those play-action bootlegs.
Oh, he was. And under Schottenheimer, he was top 3 in the league in play-action touchdowns, completion percentage, and total QBR.
For anyone who doesn't know what that is, it measures a quarterback's overall performance.
Exactly. So it's not like he shies away from play action. It's more about, finding the right balance and setting it up properly.
Yeah.
Making it work.
So Prescott himself, he's had success with play action, right?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, since the end of the league.
He's 8th in both touchdowns and yards off play action.
Wow.
And in 2021, he threw 12 touchdowns off play action, which, that put him right up there amongst the league leaders.
So both Schottenheimer and Prescott have track records of success using play action.
They do. And with Prescott's desire for a stronger running game, it seems like those two things could work really well together. Establish the run, make the defense respect it, and then hit them over the top with the play action.
Which brings us to the question, can Schottenheimer find that perfect balance? Can he establish that consistent run game in Dallas and then unlock Prescott's play action potential?
That's the big question, because if he can, the offense could be really dangerous.
It really could. And we haven't even talked about Prescott's mobility. Think about the design of runs, the rollouts, the options. Defense has got to deal with all that.
Oh, absolutely. Creates another layer of complexity, keeps them guessing, forces them to account for so many different threats.
So many different things. But, having a good scheme on paper is one thing. Executing it on the field,
that's a whole other thing.
That's completely different.
But having a system that plays to your strengths, that definitely makes things easier.
Sure.
And from what we've seen, it looks like Schottenheimer is building an offense designed to, maximize what Prescott does well.
Yeah.
And it seems like Prescott's pretty happy with the direction things are headed. He mentioned that Schottenheimer was, pretty involved in the game planning even last year when he was a consultant.
So it's not a completely new system for him.
No, they've got that familiarity.
Right.
And now they have the whole offseason to, fine-tune things and really tailor the offense to his abilities.
Yeah, what about those deep crosses mounts?
Oh, yeah.
Like Schottenheimer used a lot in Seattle.
That makes a lot of sense with Prescott's arm strength and his accuracy outside the pocket.
Definitely. Build on what's already there.
Yeah, maximize those strengths.
So some people are saying that a run-heavy approach might, limit Prescott's improvisational skills.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's a valid concern, but I think it's about finding the right balance. You don't want to completely stifle his ability to, make plays outside the structure.
Right.
A well-designed offense incorporates both.
You're almost setting up those improv opportunities, right?
Exactly.
If the defense is so focused on the run,
they're going to break down.
it opens up that space
Yeah, absolutely.
for Prescott to make something happen.
For sure. And let's not forget about the impact this could have on the rest of the offense, too.
Okay.
A strong running game, that takes pressure off the quarterback. It opens up the opportunities for play action, keeps the defense honest, creates those favorable matchups for the receivers.
So it's not just about Prescott, right? It's about creating a cohesive unit
100%.
where everyone benefits.
If Schottenheimer can create that synergy, the Cowboys are going to be very difficult to defend. Just think about it, a defense having to account for a strong running game, Prescott's ability to extend plays, and then you add in the threat of play action on top of that.
That's a lot to handle.
It's a lot to handle.
So can this new offensive approach make the Cowboys a contender? I mean, they've had talent before.
Sure.
But it hasn't always translated to championships.
Right.
What makes this time different?
Well, for one, there's stability. You got Prescott and Schottenheimer both signed to those long-term deals, so they're not looking over their shoulder.
Right.
They can really focus on building something sustainable
They have the time.
They have the time to develop and grow together.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about that Cowboys defense.
Oh, yeah.
They've been one of the best in the league for the past few years, so if the offense can even take a small step forward, it could be enough to make them a serious Super Bowl contender.
The pieces are in place. They got the talent, the coaching staff, and the time to build something.
The potential is there, but potential doesn't win championship. It's about execution. It's about staying healthy, and it's about making the most of this opportunity.
Now, another interesting aspect is the potential of play action in this new scheme.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit before.
Touched on it.
But it's worth, digging in a bit deeper.
For sure.
Because the Cowboys actually used play action on a very low percentage of their dropbacks last year.
They were second lowest in the league.
Wow.
So there's room for growth there.
Yeah.
And if Schottenheimer can establish that consistent running game, that could set up some really effective play action opportunities.
Especially with Prescott, He can make those throws on the move.
Absolutely.
He was tied for third in the league in play action touchdowns in 2021.
Exactly. And think about how defenses are going to have to react. If they're worried about the run, it opens up those passing lanes downfield.
Yeah.
And Prescott has shown that he can hit those throws.
He's got the arm.
He does.
So it seems like it could be a win-win for both Prescott and Schottenheimer.
Yeah, how so?
Prescott gets the run game that he wants, which then sets up that play-action passing game.
Right, which Schottenheimer has had success with in the past.
Exactly.
It's all about finding that right balance. And if they can, this Cowboys offense is going to be very tough to stop.
So to kind of sum things up,
Yeah.
there's a lot of optimism surrounding this new Cowboys offense.
There is.
Schottenheimer and Prescott seem to be on the same page. They've got those complementary strengths, and there's just a lot of potential for growth.
A lot of potential.
But the ultimate question is, can they find that perfect balance between a strong running game and an explosive play-action passing attack?
That's the question.
Will this be the key to unlocking those Cowboys championship aspirations?
Only time will tell, but it's going to be a fascinating journey to watch.
So thinking about how those play-action concepts might actually look with Prescott.
Yeah.
Remember that 2018 playoff?
Oh, yeah.
Wilson threw that game-winning touchdown.
Off play action.
Could we see some similar plays designed for Prescott?
It's possible. He's mobile enough to execute those bootlegs, those rollouts. And if they can establish that run game,
Right.
it'll force those linebackers and safeties to bite down, open up those passing lanes.
And there's so many different ways to use play action, too. It's
Yeah.
not just about those deep shots.
No.
They could use it for short crosses to the tight ends.
Absolutely.
Maybe even get the running backs involved in the passing game.
100%. I mean, the versatility is what makes it so effective.
Yeah.
Creates opportunities at all three levels of the field.
Puts a lot of stress on that defense.
Oh, it does.
They have to be so disciplined in their reads.
Yeah.
And Prescott can make them pay.
For sure.
If they make even a small mistake.
It's all about that unpredictability. If you can execute the play action well,
Uh-huh.
you're going to keep the defense off balance.
Yeah.
The whole game.
They have to respect both the run and the pass.
Right. Makes it much harder to game plan against.
And we've seen what Prescott can do when he's in a rhythm.
Oh, yeah.
Offense is clicking.
He can be dangerous.
He can, especially when he has the time to survey the field,
For sure. Make his reads.
make those reads. So yeah, new head coach committed to building the offense around his strengths. Lots of reason for optimism in Dallas.
It is.
So as we wrap things up, the potential for this new offense is incredibly high.
Yeah.
We've got Schottenheimer's philosophy, Prescott's talent, emphasis on establishing that run game to set up the play action.
It could be really dynamic. Hard to defend.
But the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Execution is key.
It always is.
It'll be fascinating to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for joining us for this look at the Dallas Cowboys. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoy the conversation. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.